They do.
Andy, your sound stinks.
You know what?
What's up with your mic?
My computer has done this thing. It'll be fixed in like 3 seconds. It's using my headphones. No, it's using my microphone.
The funny thing is, yesterday you were Oompa Loompa. Now you are wildly washed out. The video is just cracking me up, man.
Here, if I sit back here, I'm like darker.
Wonderful. Yeah, you look that much healthier. Right now you look like you need vitamin D badly. Like this guy's skin is milk colored. It's not good. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm not orange, but yes, kind of for being a little bit slow. It was a fun first half.
Yep.
Derrick Henry on every play except the one that really mattered was really bowling some people over. Did Tannehill fool you?
No.
That didn't. I don't think that fooled.
You know what though? Compared to some of the other horrific fourth down attempts we've seen this season, I was fine with that. That was fun. It was fun. I was like, oh, this is fun. They got it, right? That was the one they got.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, Derrick Henry, I guess really the key question is he co-favorite for Offensive Player of the Year yet or what? I mean, This guy is carrying this team. I don't know.
He's like fourth.
It's tough. At least he's moving up the charts, though. That's all I care.
Yeah.
What was your best price on Justin Jefferson you got, by the way? We forgot to mention that when we were handicapping any of the Vikings lately.
25-1. I have some 25-1.
High five.
So high five for that.
Great bet.
Looking decent on that. This Titans team. So I knew coming in.
How do they keep doing this?
I knew coming in. And I bet this. I had this over. I have this over at 41, which is it's essentially I'm right on the on pace with the total, I guess. So it means it's still just a coin flip for me. I'm not in good shape and I'm not in bad shape. The missed extra point was annoying. Obviously, the fourth down was very annoying, but the teams are moving the ball. It's just the Titans are. If the Titans are going to get to third down and they're going to keep getting them, we're going to have 18 play drives like this.
Yeah.
So this was really something. I'm not sure where to go with this. Like the one Packers drive, outside of that, I haven't seen a lot out of them. That first drive was an absolute fucking horrid. The next drive, they got a little bit going on the ground, and obviously we got the Christian Watson is probably moving ahead of Derrick Henry for Offensive Player of the Year at this point. If he's just going to if he puts up 3 touchdowns for the rest of the season every game, would you have to give it to? You'd have to give him Rookie of the Year, I suppose. But Christian Watson,
you have to. I mean, it'd probably be a record, right?
That oh my god, that would be something. He is the person who we've had I guess the most rapport with over the last 4 quarters, Aaron Rodgers. And I mean, right now the field seems a little tilted in the direction of the Tennessee Titans. Because essentially they've had 3 real good drives. And I mean stopping the Packers. Stopping the Packers and getting this last drive to start at like the 45. That's not going to hurt either. That's how the only way that the Titans are going to have a quick drive is if it starts at the 40.
Yeah, that's true. And even those have been long. The one that started at the 40 felt like a long drive. Yeah, the one that started at the 40 that ended up at the touchdown when they were up against halftime, still 3 minutes of clock. These guys only know how to operate in a way that just evaporates clock. Their 3-play drive that ended at -3 yards and a punt took 2 minutes of clock. Like, that's how crazy these guys are. Interesting. I will say this. The Packers look a little bit more lively to stop the run than I remember from a couple weeks ago. I guess that's an improvement. I mean,
they're getting a little bit of penetration.
Like faint praise to the Packers defense. Like, Quay Walker made a nice play on the 4th down stop that kept this from being a fucking runaway. I would say this though too. I don't understand the Green Bay Packers offensive identity at all. It is second stupidest in the league, only after the LA Chargers, which is the stupidest. The idea that they have not just been, I mean, what are we doing with Aaron Rodgers? Why are we doing this? None of it makes sense. I think if they are backs against the wall, if the Titans, who by the way do not get the ball first, if they're backs against the wall at some point in the second half and they really have to just open it up, I think they close the gap. I like the chemistry between Watson and Rodgers. That was a cool touchdown. That's his only catch of the game. That's his only target of the game, even though some of the plays.
I mean, it was like
amok.
Last game too. He had four catches and 3 of them were touchdown catches. And I know this isn't their MO. I know this isn't something they're ever going to go to, but did you ever think there'd be a Titans receiver that had 6 catches in one half? Treylon Burks is back, and
okay.
I mean,
yes,
I did not
know. The answer is no. Yeah,
I really doubt there's been. I mean,
let's go over. Let's hit the.
Should we just hit the over button?
Oh. You should already be on pace. This is the double down we talked about yesterday. Let's do it.
Let's do the double down. All right.
Light the beam, Andy. Light the beam.
I don't know what that means, but
that's the Kangs. That's a Kangs reference. You know when when your Kangs win, you know they have the fake button that they hit and it lights the beam.
Do you know what time zone the Kings are in?
I'm assuming Pacific because they're in California.
Do you think I've ever seen the end of a Kings game?
Yes, because you were up the other night when we were joking about this.
Light
the beam?
I don't know what that means. I don't watch basketball. I don't watch the NBA that often. I watch the Timberwolves when they're on, just in case I want to be sad.
You're rocking the Timberwolves hat just to try to rally our guys who have
just a good
sucked so far this year.
So
God
KFC
damn, we need the Timberwolves to turn it around. Packers catching a little bit of money here. Total is not being bet at all.
No,
every single person looked at 20.5 and said, fair.
Good.
Moving on. And you know why? Because most of the time, the heavy early action is regress to the close. Like if you don't already know that, that is most of the time what happens when you have an opportunity where the market is moving opposite of that. That actually creates value to go against it. That's been our entire MO this entire season, if you didn't already know. At least my general philosophy of I'm only looking this way. The Packers getting steam. Correct. Regressing to the close. The total being untouched. Correct. Probably. Except we're going to get 3 touchdowns. And you know it's going to come into play here, Andy?
The 2-point conversion that Green Bay may inevitably have to
our favorite old
put a percentage on this for me, Drew. What percentage chance does this game end up Green Bay scores on their it is 21 points for the Titans. Green Bay scores their second touchdown to get to 19. And of course they're not kicking the extra point. It's the fourth quarter. They're going to go for 2, and that's the difference between it being on 19 or 21 for us. Yeah. So I mean, how often probably maybe 25% of the time we're going to be relying on that 2-point conversion one way or the other. Right.
In that scenario, all I could think of is it's Morbin time. It's Morbin time. That's all I could think of. No, I think we're going to cackle out loud because there's a realistic chance we get to the end of this game and the Packers are down 8 and they're facing like the end of their season and they're driving to try to tie. And Matt LaFleur is literally going to be faced with 4th and goal from the 8-yard line and be like, this is when I went out and kicked the field goal against the Bucs and ended our season. Am I going to do it again? And I'm excited to see what he does in that moment.
And he does.
And he does. Yeah. Right.
Previous. I don't know if there's a name for this. Tipper of winners, Canadian capper 72, which would make him 41 years old if that's his birth date.
What if it's July 2nd, though? In that case, we have no idea.
51.
We have no
I can't
idea
even
how
do
old
math
he is.
right now. He says if they are going to throw Watson over 30 yards in the second half, don't hate that. Don't hate that.
Take some shots, guys. What are we waiting for? The weakness of the Tennessee defense is their passing defense. The fuck are we doing out here? Like LaFleur's decision making has been questionable for years. This is more of that. Andy, you want to know what's funny? A lot of people think this way. It's like you can kind of evaluate, like a team should be somewhat reflective of how their draft 2 years ago, or three drafts ago, how that draft went. And I think we're at Packers drafted Jordan Love and AJ Dillon, so they are who they ought to be. I think. Those I probably would like some do-overs with those picks.
I don't think they give those out. But yeah, hoping Green Bay shows up. They should be able to beat this team in the air. That was part of my handicap, is the secondary is kind of beat up and also beatable, especially if you have a young receiver who's starting to click a little. Target Watson, target Tanyan, move the ball through the air. Do what you do best, Aaron Rodgers. Work out of structure if you have to. Make things happen. Check into stuff at the line. You've been good at that for 100 years. Make it happen, dipshit, and get us these points we need. And honestly, we just need 1.5 good drives. If you give me 10 points out of Tennessee, I'd kiss them on the mouth with everything I had. I'd be happy with that.
Honestly, kiss them right on the mouth.
7 might be all we need. I'd love 10. And let's talk Beefalo.
Okay.
Because that was a big to do today, wasn't it? Now that we've settled on a bet, and I think I've said all I want to say about this game.
Let's talk some Beefalo Bills.
That's weird. Now they're going to play in. They're going to play in Detroit 2 straight weeks.
There's been plenty of examples through the years, and certainly this year, where we talk about something on a Wednesday afternoon, and by Thursday midday, it's trash. Like it's already been destroyed. It's already useless garbage. We talked about this game and the possibility that they moved to Detroit in extreme detail. I think the losers are the viewers. We all wanted to see a snow game. The winners are people who aren't going to have to try to figure out how to get a vehicle through that to the stadium, I guess. But we're never going to figure out who was right or wrong about the forecast, I guess, which is a bummer.
The real losers is the people on that team that have to live in Detroit for a week, I guess. You're not going to fly back. Are you?
No,
it's not that far.
Way.
It's not that far, though.
Why would you?
I know, but it's not that far. It's like an hour.
No, but will you fly back into freaking
frozen
into Winter Wonderland?
I mean, it's beautiful. You take the kids out, make a snowman. My kids made the grossest snowman the other day because
you're playing on Thursday. You're not even there for a whole week.
That's what I'm saying.
Playing on Thursday. I mean, I guess if you haven't bought your turkey, if you haven't gotten if you haven't arranged your Thanksgiving,
they're flying back. Dan and Sam Lipscomb say it, and I trust both those guys in my life.
Those guys know. They know.
And yes, Sports Heck, yeah. I took some over 44 at Chris because I knew that. I just remember. Yeah. You remember the Mexico City game? Drew had a bet there, and they honored it after they moved it back to Los Angeles. I believe it just went to LA, right?
Oh yeah.
After Estadio Azteca,
thankfully too, because that would if they had forced them to play on that goddamn mess of a turf, it would have been a disaster, and I never would have gone over. But in LA, they played in LA, I think the Coliseum.
I think that's where it went.
Yeah, it was 92 points by the start of the fourth quarter in that one. It was incredible.
People are saying I'm frying a turkey, says Cal.
Oh, really? Oh,
you know, speaking of my turkey fryer and its other uses, you know what my youngest asked for the other day? He doesn't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But he said, hey, Dad. I said, hey, what's up, Axel? He says, can we do, he says, that's his name. And he said, can we do that? Good storytelling.
I love this.
Can we do that thing where you dump all the food on the table?
Oh.
And he's talking about a down south boil.
That's Fuck yeah. Yes, Fuck yes. Country boil. Let's fucking
I think we might be
go.
doing a down country boil.
I
I'm gonna
love that.
Get some
Love that.
Zatarain, get some dirty rice. Who knows?
Here's my best advice if you're thinking of frying the turkey for the first time. You ready? This weekend, fry something smaller. Get a feel for it.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Do a little easy call, like, oh, let's try a chicken or a peafowl. Just try something smaller than a turkey this week. Get the dry run out of the way. That way the pressure's not on.
Did you say peafowl?
Of course.
Jesus, R. Kelly. Also, you would not have to fry it if it were like, say, a dove or a quail. Is that what you're saying?
No, I was
peacock?
making a joke. Peacock's a peacock, obviously.
Please do not eat a peacock. People have eaten peacocks. It's not that bad, I guess. Oh, it sounds honestly really good, and I would have to go kill one to eat it. It would be a pheasant. Also, not big enough to fry.
I've been watching some pheasant hunting lately, and those
You've been watching.
Those look fun.
So show of hands in the chat. Who thinks Drew? Who at some point thought? I bet Drew goes on YouTube and watch hunting videos. That seems right up his bleeping alley. Yeah, I'm a big hunting guy.
Yes, of course.
Honestly, pheasant hunting is very zen because you're just walking.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like a long walk.
That's right.
You have to carry a gun.
Absolutely right. It's a gentleman's activity. The pheasant hunt.
What is it they're hunting on what's the movie with the wedding crashing? Wedding Crashers.
Oh, ducks. I think that's duck hunting. Maryland is like a duck hunting spot.
It's definitely not ducks though. Duck hunting is
goose hunting.
No, because they're walking. Duck hunting, you sit down by the lake, and that's awful. People are asking about Qatar. So here's my take on Qatar. Mane out. Not good.
Not for me. Not good for me.
So here's the thing about the Qatar line in the first game. I think, and it was quail. Thank you for everyone who's saying quail. You're right.
Oh,
I think everybody and their sister knew.
Oh,
back to
That's
Qatar.
California state bird. They're hunting quail. Oh, have you ever seen quail running around with their stupid little?
I like crows.
Oh god damn! I can't believe people hunt quail. That's just unfair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair.
They're incredibly easy to kill.
It's not fair. It's not sporting. That's my problem. It's not sporting. At least hunt something that can fly.
Back to Qatar. So if you want to fade Senegal now, that's fine. And even those prices in that market may have had this priced in a little. I don't think anybody thought if he comes back and plays, he's maybe going to play in the knockouts. I don't think anyone thought sure, he's just going to pop back. He's going to be fine. And he's going to play game 1 versus Qatar. So I feel like it was 85% priced in already. So I don't think you're getting some value on Qatar pricing right now.
You're way outside the bounds of what this question is being asked, Andy.
I know, but I'm just saying. Don't get too crazy. Don't get too crazy over something. This is maybe a life lesson for all betting markets. Don't get nuts over something that was pretty much supposed already. Because if it was pretty much supposed, the market has kind of accounted for it ahead of time. And grouse hunting is way better than quail.
You're confusing the shit out of me. Cutter plays Ecuador, and that's what the fix was in.
Oh no, I'm talking about the all right, then I'm way off.
Apparently, this was the story.
The fixed match things.
The fixed match thing is Ecuador. If Senegal takes a dive, they can go fuck themselves. That would be inexcusable. Ecuador, bunch of young players.
I thought I seen people betting the Qatar. I thought I'd seen people betting the look ahead lines on Qatar versus Senegal.
No, this is about. Have you not heard the story?
I've read that, but it doesn't really check out.
You think that's total bullshit?
I think it's horseshit. Honestly, that was probably offensive pass interference. Betting Lazard, Jesus, buddy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, no, that's
This now Joshua
Yeah.
Kuhn brings up a good point. Take Qatar to earn a penalty kick. If the government isn't paying Ecuador to lose, they're you know who makes less than soccer players? Soccer officials.
that's kind of I'll be honest with you. When I saw that tweet and I saw it circulated pretty broadly, first of all, like there's a weird conspiracy minded everything going on in gambling Twitter right now, like the bet percentages and the Vegas. No, like we're in a weird up cycle of people saying that it's probably just the time of year, like people's balances are low and they're upset and they're feeling like they've been scammed.
Yeah.
But like in reality, he is pro cutter. He is pro cutter.
I'm pro Sam Houston State. Andy will vamp for Cutter all live long day. You just need to know where to write the check. The point I was going to try to make was Cutter. There's very low likelihood that there is a scandal going on where people are playing players from another team to dive. Right? That's not a thing. When there are scandals, when there are fixes, it is at the lowest levels, and it is because of the referees in general. Sometimes players at the lower levels do take bribes for certain things like corner kicks over or, random ass shit like that. But for the most part, it is refs and it is, very poorly compensated players. No one on this Ecuador team is realistically going to dive. That was a tweet that was planted in the case that there is like a 1-0 win in the second half for Qatar, which isn't that guy has clout.
And that guy then all of a sudden is like, sign up for my fix picks. Here's my bet 365 correct score. Yeah. Here's my bet 365 correct score. Blah, 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 blah. And you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God.
Join my Telegram.
Join my Telegram. All of that is a scam. And if you're watching this stream, you already know this. So I'm sorry for just doubling down on what you already know, but that's the way it is.
The one upside to Twitter just suddenly dying would be those sons of bitches. I can't even
fuck those guys.
So yes. A guy I've followed, I don't think I've ever really even talked to this guy. He's an Albanian character, lives up in Canada, loves Arsenal. People might know him. Urfi.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
You know the
IRFI, long-time gambling Twitter contributor of free content.
His account has been around forever. I enjoy his brand of comedy when Arsenal's playing poorly.
Solidly, yes.
He posted a screenshot from Bet365, and my mouse, without even thinking, my mouse was moving to block him. I'm like, oh shit, no, this is a real person. I can't even see a Bet365 bet slip without getting PTSD.
We're sure he didn't sell his account to someone who was trying to run that scheme?
I mean, he just had a screenshot of some odds.
Should I sell my account before Twitter blows up?
That's not a bad idea. Package deal, you can have them both. You can have the Deep Dive Pod. Hell, Dan has a couple accounts now. We'll throw in one of them.
Are we at the top? Should we sell?
I'm fine. I don't give a shit. I'll be on OnlyFans after this, guys. I'll refire the feet machine. Oh my God, I'm gonna need a pedicure. Is what I'm gonna need if I'm gonna sell pictures again. It's been a trying week, Dan. Anyway,
we don't have Bet365 accounts.
No, I don't live in Jersey.
You should know that.
Nor abroad. I know. I wish I did.
Calf picks. Ooh, Andy and I got to do a calf off next time we're in Vegas and get some votes because I've been working on my calves to try to keep up with Andy's calf game. Yeah,
I feel like you could crouch in a ball and hide behind one of my calves right now, Drew. Just a little guy. Did we take a time out here? All right. Oh, we had an injured player. Is this guy related to Jaquiz Tart?
Probably. Sure.
Tart.
I'll allow it. Oh no, this is a different spelling. Jaquiz Tart has 2 T's.
2 T's. You're right.
Yeah.
Calf off. You know who'd be in a calf off? Me, you, and Phil Mickelson. Jesus.
Oh, dude, I could take Phil on the calves.
I think he's lost a step, honestly.
Yeah, and like there's what you really need for a good calf photo is the right proportions between calf and ankle, right? And I feel like Phil's ankles are a little gross, skinny, doesn't look right. You know what I mean? He's probably gotten work done, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Nice job, Aaron. Aaron. God damn it, we have to settle for a Mason crossbar attempt. This is certainly not a foregone conclusion. That's the worst thing about people. Take the 3 points; they're free. Not always. I've met a lot of kickers that suck. That's truthfully, that is the thing. People have been calling for it, and now it's become an absolute cacophony after the lucky win against the
Cacophony.
Bills.
I fucking love that word.
Cacophony is such a great word. After the win against the Bills, but Minnesota, if something does come to bite them in the ass, it is going to be their field goal kicker. He's like 60% of the year, Drew. Like that's what makes this Minnesota Vikings 8-1 record even more impressive, considering they've won close games. They have a terrible kicker.
Terrible kicker. It's true.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have calves.
You know what, Jack Grealish? I think I have better calves than him. That guy is quads. I mean, he's all quads. He is.
Soccer players get quads, man. I don't know how they do it.
Those things are. Yeah, Pizzola a thin man, though. They don't. They have to.
I didn't see Pizzola's Halloween costume. What was Pizzola's Halloween costume?
I think he dressed up as Rufus from Burning Man.
Oh shit!
No,
really?
I'm kidding.
Oh my god! That would have been all time.
That would be the ultimate gamble.
Holy shit!
Maybe next year for us. So,
should we go as Rufus in different phases next year?
I'll be him writing a love letter to his
butterfly
car.
one for sure.
You be him making out with his old car. How much you love that car?
Yeah,
still one of the all-time threads.
Yeah.
Rufus.
I'll comment real quick on that world because Casey asked how'd the Calcutta go. I think that's a fair-ish read on what was going on there. Behind the scenes, J-Mac was not. J-Mac, by the way, is not Jason McIntyre. If you were curious,
no,
Jason McIntyre was not involved in this. Justin, everyone was kind of caught by surprise because he was either rope-a-doping us that he was coming in small stack and wasn't really going to bid much, and then all of a sudden he was bidding everything, and everyone was kind of surprised. And I think he got caught in a little bit of price enforcement, like. Once you bid a couple of teams, like he got Portugal pretty high early. And at that point, you're like, okay, if this pot doesn't get to 500K, I'm kind of fucked. And so he was doing a little bit of price enforcement. And I think he got caught on a couple of price enforcing plays. But like, once you're in and you need the pot to be a certain level, that it is what it is. Like, that's the way a Calcutta goes. Like, you're fucked.
You're buying 6 teams. Yeah, but a whole group.
That's just the way it goes.
I have a group winner.
Yeah, either that happened or he got some sort of he was playing rope-a-dope with us and he always intended to spend what he spent. But
it's tough to evaluate if you don't know all the rules of the pot.
Sure. And at the same time, like I thought he got a couple of the steals of the whole Calcutta, like Wales for fucking. I still can't believe I stopped when I stopped on Wales. Wales going for 7K was absolutely absurd. That was way too low. I mean, the U.S. went for whatever 10, 11, and the U.S. and Wales are effectively a pick'em in game one. So that was Wales. Dan, Wales are tremendous. Wales, we all love Wales. This is a pro whale pod. Not the country, but the animal, of course. The rest of the Calcutta I thought was pretty interesting. Like the payout structure is super top heavy. If you didn't already look at what that is, you literally only get paid if you have a semifinal team, which means that like there's a huge drop off in terms of expected payout from a team that could realistically get to the semis and a team that can't. And so, everybody that could not get to a semi was being bid in terms of how much you think they can scoop from the side pots.
Yeah.
And everybody had a different approach about how they were going to quantify that. So that made it a really interesting Calcutta. This is probably going to be one of the more fun ones we ever do, just because there were so many interesting side pots. Usually these side pots kind of suck. This one I thought was really creative.
The football, the football ones are so boring because everyone has the same numbers. This one, I should have watched it. I wanted to stay up and watch this one because I thought a lot of people would have approached how they price the teams differently.
Yeah, in the future, if they want to make this a more consumable content, I think they need to be more like spend a little bit of time at the beginning discussing what's the payout structure here. Like try to get people to sort of think about how they would price these.
Yeah,
and then do the Calcutta, and at the end come back and be like, "Here's how I approach this." Like that's really the only way you can make this actually consumable content, aside from just being like, hey, look at these stupid fucking idiots who are donking stupid fucking money on shit they have no fucking excuse betting, which is mostly what it was. Right? Like I think almost every one of us that was sitting us, almost every single one of us that was there at the beginning, Rufus was like, introduce yourselves, and I was like, I care about the last soccer bet I made was Euro, and the last before that was the World Cup. So here I am betting soccer, and everybody's like, I bet this once every 4 years. I bet this once every 4 years. It was like, holy shit! Like, but it was, it's fun, and it's better. It's much more enjoyable than a grind of football on a given week. I can tell you that much.
I was gonna say I think I made 6 soccer bets today. Mostly just me and Pete ripping around the leagues, but Pete was betting a lot of friendlies today. He took some.
I didn't see what happened in the friendlies. Can you refresh me? Anything of note?
I didn't watch a single second.
Anything of note happen though?
Drew, I have no idea. I didn't watch. I didn't care. I didn't track. I just live bet what Pete told me to and made a few $100. Like, just easy peasy afternoon.
Yeah. So All the Half has a good idea. I mean, I honestly
I'm not sure he got that, did he?
I will recommend here. Like, I can tell you with sincerity that Rufus and Jeff are taking Bet the Process more seriously. For whatever reason, they are like, hey, we are interested in the media space. We're going to try to build something here and just make it more accessible. They get more downloads than we get. Like, this is already a very fucking big, entity itself, but they want to try to grow it. I think both of them are very approachable. If you kind of give them feedback on like, hey, I'm interested in the Calcutta, but this is what I want, I think they will shape it in a way that will make it more entertaining and make it something cool for you guys. That said, I don't mind it being small because I don't really want the Fed attention on that.
Yes. Yeah, we just talked about it for 10 minutes.
This
never happened. It's never happened. Oh, that was a nice screenplay. I know the territory. All right, I gotta go. The Discord is very anti-bet. Bet the Process is an acquired taste, guys. You either love it or you hate it. I like. They've had some very good guests over the years, and again, I just don't. I tried to get out of here, and I just opened up another.
I get it. You know why I get it? Is because what they're producing and what we're trying to create are very fucking different. Very different. Different strokes for different folks. Like, we are having fun. We are.
Different strokes.
We are.
Different strokes.
Look, Andy, who's funnier? Jeff or Rufus? Who's funnier? Right? Like that whole shtick.
I like when Jeff tells
they gotta cut it out. They gotta cut it out. But it's a trick question because neither of them are funny, and that's kind of that's where it's at. And honestly,
the funny part is, God damn it, you wrote me back in. The funny part is like when Jeff tells a joke and then Rufus doesn't even hear it or doesn't understand the joke because it wasn't maybe that good of a joke, and then Jeff has to tell him it was a joke, and that part's funny to me. That cracks me up. It's real meta But either way, how about Austin Hooper, guys?
How about Austin Hooper? What a fucking badass.
Derrick Henry just threw a touchdown pass. Offensive Player of the Year.
Offensive
runner-up
of the year. He's in the Andy.
Dan,
all I
cut
care,
him off. Cut him
Andy. Andy, he's in the conversation.
off. Cut him off.